It has been 6 weeks now since my original LAL light adjustable lens surgery on my right eye. And today is my first official meeting with the optometrist who's going to be making those critical light adjustments to the lens. This particular medical optometrist has done over 1,000 LAL light adjustments, so he's very experienced. He's done it over the course of several years. This will be the first time I'm meeting with the optometrist post-surgery to discuss the path forward, and I'm a little uncertain what that path will be. The unique thing about this particular lens is it's designed to be adjusted after implantation. After the eye has healed and the vision's stable, that's when the light adjustments can begin. And the light adjustments, what happens there is they take a concentrated beam of UV light, direct it at the lens, which changes the material inside the lens, which changes the prescription and thus your vision. So these adjustments are critical. They are the key to this lens. And what you as a patient need to work out with your doctor is what kind of adjustments moving forward do you want him to make? For me, I currently have a significant astigmatism in that eye. So I'm assuming that that's one of the first things we're going to go after is correcting that astigmatism. I also want to see if we can get in this first adjustment, and it needs to be in the first adjustment, if we can get more extended depth of focus. And what I mean by that is right now, this lens, it allows me to see pretty well at far distance, but anything closer than, several feet away is pretty blurry. I suspect I am now farsighted in that eye. But what you can often do in that first light adjustment, and as I said, it needs to be in the first adjustment, is change the lens in such a way that you get extended depth of focus to move the eye a little more myopic, to give you more of a range of vision. So that's what I want to discuss with my doctor today. Can we, in this first adjustment, correct all of the astigmatism in that eye and give me some increased depth of focus, a greater range of vision in that eye without sacrificing too much of the distance? My left eye, which won't be getting cataract surgery for some time, is pretty myopic. So I have near and intermediate vision pretty well in my left eye. But I don't want to rely just on the left eye for all that vision and have nothing on the right eye, because the left eye also had, long ago, a posterior vitreous detachment, which means I have a lot of floaters, a lot of tangles, a lot of webs in my vision there that probably obscures that vision 70% of the time. So I want the right eye to be able to do a little bit more if possible. But I don't know what's possible given my particular eyes. Every eye is different. So that's what this meeting will be all about. I kind of think I know what I want. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know what my options will be. So come along and see and hear what happens in this first critical meeting with the light adjuster. First up was a standard auto refraction. That's when they use that computer-controlled machine that provides an objective measurement of your refractive error. It's considered pretty reliable. Unless you have had refractive surgery, then it's less accurate. But the autorefractor's readings can give a starting point for the manual refraction later in the visit.
So where are we? How's your vision?
Well, this is where I told him about my positive dysphotopsia, which is a fancy word for those rings and light reflections I see when light hits my eye from certain directions. This was really bad in the beginning, but now, 6 weeks later, it's significantly reduced, but it's not gone away entirely. As far as the vision goes, distance, It's not crisp, probably
Yeah.
because of the astigmatism. I still have a significant astigmatism. Obviously, I've lost all close
Yeah.
and all intermediate.
Okay.
Unlike
Nothing.
everything that's this eye. Yeah, I'm like a J10 to almost 15 in this eye.
Yeah, if this is to be believed at all, you're a plus a half minus 150.
Yeah,
So we're not really, we have no near powering there.
right.
So first step will be to certainly knock down the astigmatism.
Right.
But when we do that, we can also combine it with a different target. We
Okay.
can target plano. We can target minus a quarter, minus a half, minus 75, wherever we want to along the way. For the most part, a target somewhere between plano and minus a half makes sense for a couple reasons. One is right now, you sort of have some astigmatism that's straddling over that a little bit. If we overshoot, you'll end up probably a little too nearsighted.
Okay.
I would guess.
Right.
And maybe you'll want to end up there, I'm not sure. If we aim for dead plano, right now you're probably not going to end up with that much depth of focus.
Focus, yeah.
And we really get the depth of focus in the first adjustment. Why don't we measure, we'll refract you, see where that is, right? Kind of figure out where our baseline is, because this is helpful.
Yeah. Particularly when you've had, a refractive.
Even post-refractive cornea
Yeah.
is not really trustworthy.
And then we did a very careful manifest refraction.
It's a pretty subtle difference. There's 1, 2.
I think 1. Do it go one time. Yeah, I think 1.
Okay, how about 1 or...
We spent a lot of time on this, really trying to work out the best prescription.
You can sit back for a second.
What do I refract to?
So that was, you got a couple on the 2025 line. That was like 2030 plus, 2025 minus cups. 2030 you got clean lamp.
Then we took a look at my previous scans and tests and lens info to get as much information as we could. Then he took a look at the eye using a slit lamp, which is a low-powered microscope combined with a high-intensity light source. And he was looking at things like the condition of the eye and the placement of the light-adjustable lens within my eye.
So what I like to do, frankly, is we get our first part here, redo it, I do a couple minutes, and then take you out to the waiting room with like a trial lens on and show you both options in the real world.
All right. I wish there was something other than letters.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
So this time we didn't use the standard letters, we used unique shapes. Yes.
Do you like those rather than the letters? Do you think that's helpful?
Let's try them.
Yeah.
See if we get anything different. Sure. There was this one particular shape that I could really tell when it was clearer and when it was not. So that time it was
2025 plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a little bit more.
Yeah. Dr. McManaman then loaded up some trial glasses so I could test drive the vision in a different environment. First looking at the eye chart, but then we left the exam room and made our way out into the lobby area to look outside at license plates, trees, and signs. I actually found this part extremely helpful to see what this vision would look like under real-world conditions.
How about those signs?
I mean, I can see the words, but I can't see the letters to read the words.
Okay.
Well, I can read that.
Okay. So a little bit more.
Oh, definitely more.
Okay.
Definitely more.
I think it's reasonable to go after your astigmatism today.
Oh, really?
Want to.
This is the face of fear. I'm thinking, I don't think I'm ready to make a decision yet.
If you want to, this is a conversation, not making the decision.
Yeah, because I want to try and get depth of field.
I agree with that.
Okay.
But and that's where this next part of the conversation comes in. You will get an enhanced depth of field anytime we move from far sighted towards near sighted, which is what we're doing now.
Right.
So you will automatically get some, and because we are steepening the lens, and that steepening will provide that
By correcting the astigmatism.
by doing any adjustment today.
Oh, okay.
Because I would not do an astigmatism correction alone. The RxSight technology allows us to trigger even more extended depth of focus if we target minus a half. So we would have to push you into the nearsighted world intentionally to get extra.
Right.
Even doing just any treatment to move you to plano would still give you extended depth of focus. So that's kind of where the unknown is in our pathway right now on whether or not the target should be played out. And again, we hope to do this today.
Right. I think I'll do it next week if we can do it.
I'd like to.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Absolutely. And it's reasonable to have another measurement.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's helpful.
Yeah.
Most people I don't target -0.5 with
Right.
to trigger the extra.
Got it.
I sometimes do that in the non-dominant eye,
Right.
because that gives a little bit more. But most patients end up with, particularly for a distance eye, landing somewhere around 0. But all of it will enhance your near vision, and all of it will steepen that lens and drag out that focal point, basically.
Right.
A lot of times there's a very obvious right answer of jump to Plano and start there.
Yeah.
But in the first treatment, if we want the extended depth of focus, that's not the right first answer. I think it's not unreasonable to plan for -0.5 and then potentially back it off. It's going to overcorrect you, and you'll just be a little nearsighted
That's okay.
for a little bit.
Okay, so that brings up another. I can't really drive, if we make this one even more nearsighted, without wearing glasses. But I, A, don't have glasses, and B, you can't wear them under the RxSight then. Can you get those?
We have a couple solutions. We have fit over RxSight glasses that you could put over top of a pair of glasses.
Right.
Oftentimes I lean on contact lenses if that's there.
Yeah, I wore them when I was 16, and I've worn them since.
They're probably a little different.
Yes, they were glass
They're a
back
little
then.
different, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Sorry. Why don't we plan on next Monday if that works for you and for your driver?
Let's do the adjustment next week and just figure out what not.
Oh, we for it, Lauren.
Yeah, reinforce, because it's an important.
So I have some decisions to make. The beautiful thing about the light adjustable lens is you get to decide the path to your vision moving forward. Of course, the tough thing about the light adjustable lens is you have to choose the path forward to get the most out of your vision. So I'd be curious what you would choose. What do you think I should do? I mean, as I see it, I kind of have two major options. Both of them include fixing the astigmatism. And that by itself will give me more nearsighted vision than I have now. And that's kind of my dilemma. I like the crisp vision at a distance, but then I don't have anything up close. And then the second option is, again, fix the astigmatism, but move that eye a little more myopically to -0.5, as opposed to Plano, 0. Move it to -0.5, which triggers the extended depth of focus, which would give me more range. But it also kind of often softens the clarity of that vision, the clarity of the vision at all distances. So do I want to try to get a little more near and risk the clarity, or do I want to stick with what I got, get a little more near just by correcting the astigmatism? I don't know. That's why I wanted a week to think about it. Obviously, the input from my doctor is really important. And if you haven't watched my videos about how to choose an LAL surgeon and an LAL light adjuster, I'll link it in the description below and maybe put it up here. The next video will be the actual light adjustment. I will make my decision. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to, and we'll meet up again here in a week and see what happens.